Yo.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hey, I hear you when I email. Yabona lama analyst lawa khokhelwa. Hey majaji. And then mase kushuba izinto babale. Hey. Yeah, shongithi these analysts that when you listen to them, it's like they don't live in this country. It's like they don't. This is the same logic when it comes to overall things that are happening in South Africa. The concerns of the citizens.
Out of touch.
These people are out of touch. You ask yourself, what is going on? And where is this person living? Is he living in America? Maybe perhaps discussing what is currently happening in South Africa, which is wrong. I can't know. No, bafaka izandla emaphaketheni. Kuthiwa me hamba ufike uthi wena push the narrative. Yeah, majaji.
There's only a few that you say, you know what, these analysts have hit the nail. You know, very few, and they are seldom called back.
Like the brother of Mbe.
Yes, Moeletsi
Mbeki. That one is not a friendly one. Hey, but others,
they're not
they focus. It's like there's this one. This one who's always bashing. You know, there are these ones who are dedicated in bash. Even if the story is not about, the certain person, they will bring the name of that person.
Yes.
Because the aim is to make sure that the things. I mean, his name is put on the mat. Yes. In the name of what do they call themselves? Analyst.
Yes.
In the name of freedom of speech for media, journalism and whatnot. Nonsense. But we are not here. If you caught us talking about this thing and we are not catching it, it's okay. This is South Africa. We sometimes speak in codes. But greetings to everyone. We are here for Senzo's case. Don't be mistaken. We're just talking about something that is currently happening. We're catching up about something that is currently happening. We are hearing that people are resigning from what? From universities. There are stories that came out and people were talking to Boke. Hey, things isn't as South Africa.
A lot is going on in this country, especially now more than ever. It's Gatla every day with the ad hoc committee as well as the Madlanga
and nothing is going to happen.
Madlanga Commission witness A. Hi, I can't catch my... Hey! There's too much that he's revealing there. There's a lot of things. I think one of the strangest thing to ever come out today, I don't know even whether we should talk about it or leave it alone.
Just briefly talk
CIC.
about it. What happened?
Kuthiwa OCIC is alleged to be friends with General Sibiya.
Okay.
Julius Malema is alleged to be friends with General Sibiya because a lot of people are asking questions why he didn't come and question him.
Oh, I did ask that question here, but I didn't want to go deep on it.
Because the comment section always.
Yeah, it's on a defense mode, but it's okay. I did ask questions. Before. You know what? When I ask questions normally, I'm not. But something. It's like canal scope, but I don't. I don't have it. It just happens that after such something just comes out. Angaz mhlawumbe kumele ngiyothwasa but about Africa Chaba. Thank you, and thank you for yesterday. I think I forgot to thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Consistently, even yesterday, I think I forgot to mention it. I was tired, and still even today, it's a long day. I mean, we go through a lot of things emotionally. it's emotional draining what we are seeing happening in South Africa. It's happening every single day, and you're like, but hey, ubon, things are not good. Ngapha isasa yili nathi, and then you ask yourself, but it's okay. What can we say?
Well, Julius Malema also responded with a tweet there by an X post, which is no longer a tweet, it's an X post.
Yeah.
Uthi baloyi, you'll find me in the wrong places, linyetile. Which is, you won't find me in the wrong places. Hi. Because hey, when witness A said what they said, I was curious about him missing that cross-examination of General Sbiya, and he said he had other engagements somewhere else, and I started now to have like what my antennas, what? This is the most important after Senzo. And you're gonna come back after he's done.
In South Africa, I told people that they should not go into politics believing that they are demigods. When you have to question someone, when there is a chance of questioning someone, not when you are forced to question someone, you need to question someone. And once you find yourself in a position of not being able to bring yourself into questioning someone, then that thing becomes a cult. We must question these people. Remember, they are not our brothers by blood or our fathers by blood. We just follow them because we align with what they say.
Yes.
Other than that, we should question them. Otherwise, phela bazosifaka eweni. Yabo, bazosifaka eweni. That's why I cannot bring myself into this thing of going there and serving in politics, because there you must keep quiet. And if you don't, sometimes you become this person who questions a lot of things. It's either they deal with you politically or you die. Some other parties, they don't have. Once they realize that they cannot answer some of the questions that you bring, then you become an enemy. While when we started as a party, we said that we are for the people. So now when you start questioning something that is not supposed to be questioned, then you become an enemy. You must just be a stooge who allows and accepts anything. And that's a problem I have with this thing of politics. And it's a short career. It's not even it's a career in a sense to others, but it's a short career because of that.
Yes.
You must be willing to accept some of the things and overlook them. And it's a problem I have. You know, you look at some people, go ANC. There's one father who consistently keep changing everything every day. He keeps changing the tune, singing for, in a sense, one can call it a sap. When Bheki was there, he was singing for Mbeki. I'm not gonna mention the name. When Zuma was there, he was singing for Zuma. When now Cyril Ramaphosa is there, he's singing for Cyril Ramaphosa and defending Cyril Ramaphosa. At least someone, the cat, has decided to keep quiet for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, there's this one. Even himself, he doesn't know what he stands for. You know, he doesn't, because he should just move with the wind. When it goes there, left, he must go left. He must go right, he must go right. That's a problem I have with politics. You You know, I can't bring myself into just looking away while people steal billions and people are suffering in those hospitals.
Yes.
And I say it's being being in the name of being a comrade. Look away. You know, I'm a firm believer of the idea why tenders were started. I'm a firm believer. But I don't think that that has actually assisted us in anyhow. But the idea behind starting them was clear, which is what we, even when we go to school, we study and we see when we try maybe to simulate some of the things in terms of studying our economy. You can see that obviously there is inequality. That is huge, you know. So these tenders, in a sense, in a form of BE, they were brought in to bridge that gap. But the problem is that now, it's not that they are not happening on the other side. They are happening, a lot of them. In fact, in billions and billions.
Yes.
They happen in billions, those ones, not millions.
They just get clean audit.
The problem, and they give themselves clean audits, obviously we understand. The problem with such is that you and in fact, here's a free advice. If you want to have a clean audit and you have a company, it's better you make sure that your wife is an accountant. So that's basically the story behind these clean audits. So the problem that these people have, you are given maybe 800 million to go build a road. You take it all. You don't build the road. On top of that, when these tenders were started, it should have been there should have been a point where they said, listen, if we give you a tender and you do the good job, obviously you'll join the line, but you will not take priority. Use that money properly to advance our goals of dealing with these inequalities. Meaning that after creating that platform for you, go and plant that money on other businesses. You know, make sure that you hire people on those businesses.
Yes.
You are advancing our goals and making sure that everyone is working and you have a sustainable business. Then you can queue. But to simple wait and say you are a tenderpreneur, now that is nonsensical, because now you are going to expect to get this money week in, week out. So you are going to start now creating these problems, like for instance, water problems. You are going to now start targeting the pumps and making sure that they are not working so that you can transport that thing. You are going to start targeting the where the goods move, this thing. The railways, so that your trucks can be used by government, because you are expecting to be given tenders, and that's a problem.
You blow up roads.
That's a problem.
Just so the tender for fixing the road can come out.
And then when you are given a tender to build roads, you build nonsensical road. We cannot shy away that if you compare the roads that were tire roads that were built by the apartheid regimes and these ones are built today, tomorrow they are messed up.
There's also the alleged water tank mafias.
And then there's water tank mafia allegedly. Whenever
the water tanks need to move,
this spreads to all the parties.
No water in our taps.
Yes. They start now creating problems for us.
Just so the tender.
Just so that tender can continue. How can you position yourself to benefit from government until you die? How can you position yourself to that extent that you buy trucks that you do not have idea of what you are going to do if there are no tenders? You are queuing now, waiting for tenders to happen.
Yes.
This is nonsense. And if these things are not happening, you start now targeting those people who are supposed to sign those tenders, such as the one that we saw with the police that was cancelled. You know, We know that they
Eliminate
cancel.
competition.
We know that allegedly they cancel one. Obviously, 20 similar tenders like that they went through. You know, that's a problem we are facing. And then now partners begin in the text, say you are left and right as you know, other people already they are pondering on going back to the office after such huge scandal on the SAPS. You know, and this is the problem we are having. It's a problem that we are having. Unfortunately, it is never going to go away.
No.
Because of the thinking of our so-called comrade. The thinking is not there. The thinking tank is not there. Even the ones that you claim that they're thinking, the millionaires, your so-called millionaires, they are still stealing. Billionaires.
Hi, these are interesting times.
You know, it's pointless. And that, who suffers? It's not the rich ones, because hardly you would hear them talking about the business tax. They always deal with our tax.
Yes. Yes, you hardly hear
They
them
will
complain
never talk about
taxes.
that. Because you know why? Some of them, they are partners there. Once you talk about that tax, then you are going to reduce the dividends that you are going to get.
Yes.
You are already compromised. We can have a situation where we have people in the cabinet who are owning business. Already they are compromised, those people. You know, and we glorify it and we say, Usman Bani left it. He said he left it. Did he say it must die? Oh, because he's monitoring it.
Yes.
It's nonsense. And I'm hearing other people are saying, hey, we want so and so. A businessman again. Who's a capitalist? And capitalists, they don't have heart. Clear as that. Capitalists, most of them, no, in fact, capitalism is created to such an extent that you can never be able to think about someone else than yourself. That is
true.
Capitalism in a nutshell. So you can't come and tell me that a capitalist is going to be a good president who is already rooted on the very same party. How is that going to assist us? But it's okay. Let us leave it at that. I mean, people tell you that they have their own man. They brag in that parliament. They tell you, hey, we've got our own man, we can steal. Obvious, we are going to benefit your company. And that is in a sense stealing. Because you don't follow procedures. You are going to leapfrog other people now when certain things need to happen. You are going to leapfrog them. Fronting. I mean, we have a situation here where people are said to be having let me not even talk about this.
Okay, today was also a very interesting day in court. It was an interesting day. I cannot say that I enjoyed this cross-examination. I found it to be very exhausting. Redundant questions being asked over and over again, as if maybe, just maybe, he might change his story somewhere. I think they're trying to wear MUZI out. They're trying to make him tired.
Listen, that would be a very foolish strategy, and I will tell you why. You are going to go and prepare.
Yes.
And probably you are not sleeping around this time.
Yes.
And MUZI is probably sleeping, snoring his lungs out there, because obviously what he's speaking, it comes from his head. It doesn't prepare anything. And you are going to come back, it's going to moor you. We must accept that not only educated people are smart. In fact, we must accept that you can be educated and be a fool. It's a norm. It's in fact, it's a norm these days. So
that's why I
So-
always caution against putting this thing of people with education at a higher, as if
And
their
then when-
education is their character. No.
And then when you start questioning them, they tell you that they hide behind freedom of speech, their foolishness. They hide behind freedom of speech and whatnot. But you are publicizing your foolishness
Yes.
as a person. I mean, are you proud of that? When you go sleep and analyze, I'm that kind of a person that after having a discussion, I go and evaluate, and check my position. If it still makes sense, even when I'm alone, then I would come back and be stubborn, and I would submit whatever that I need to submit. But some people, it's like after speaking rubbish, as educated as they are, they still come back and do the same thing. But we have since realized that some of them, they are paid, allegedly.
Ke kopa ya petrol.
So it's okay.
Well, Baloyi said, or started off in the morning by saying that Ramasipili said that accused number one said he doesn't know Zungu in toto, while Zungu said that he knew him and saw him for the first time in 2019, the company of Gwabeni. Zungu said that he's grateful, actually. He was reading from the record where the part where Zungu said that he's actually grateful that accused number one said so, because he also would have been shocked. Baloyi said that Sibia had said that he did not know Constable Zungu in toto, and he asked if he saw him for the first time in 2017, why would this preposition why would it have not been made? Well, Sibia said that it may be that Mr. Ramasipili did not hear him well when he told him or was giving him instructions. But what he knows is that he would come to the stand and state, like Sibia saying that I would come to the stand and state my case. I knew that time was going to come for me to be able to do that. As to how I know him, 2017, he said that he only saw Zungu then, but he did not know his name. In 2019, that's when he knew who he was and where he came from. Sibia said Nkazimulo is his cousin as well. Baloyi went to Zungu and said that an attempt was made on his life and Nkazimulo was also there. Sibia said that is not true. Nkazimulo does not know that. In fact, he said Nkazimulo is not familiar with guns or firearms. He doesn't even carry a firearm. He works. He has a stable job. That's why he, asked. He said he also requested that it be checked on what day of the week was the 18th, because Nkazimulo is always at work when he has to be at work. So this is MUZI defending Nkazimulo, because Zungu had made an aspersion that Nkazimulo tried to kill him. Nkazimulo pointed a gun at him at some point in a car, the pin of a gun, and then he ran away. He said he ran away. So Sibia is saying that Nkazimulo is not a person who's familiar with firearms and the criminal life.
I think we can take comfort on the fact that he just pointed a gun and never shot him. Because, who just points a gun and not shoot you when they want to kill you? He still lives to tell the story.
He lived. He said he ran.
That has no
away.
supporting things such as bullets and whatnot. He's a police. We're talking about the police that ran. He could have went and called for the police to come and arrest Nkazimulo.
Yes.
Who's fooling who here? We're talking about the police as if we're talking about just a civilian who cannot. Is that issue of a gun? That exchange hands, illegal guns that you claim you saw as a police, and you don't even tip off other police to come and confiscate those things. And I'm surprised it was never asked, because This whole problem where you are testifying now, it could have been supported better because the gun could have been confiscated right there. I mean, it surprises me that this man is treated with a kid's gloves as if this is not a police. We are talking about an informant. I mean,
he's acting
it's
like
a crazy situation.
Who's a non-police officer. So Baloyi then said Gwabeni Zungu is related to accused number 5. And Sbiya said Gwabeni is born of Ntuli. Number 5 is also Ntuli. And Baloyi asked, are they related? Mshololo objected, saying that Sbiya had already indicated. The judge said that he wanted to know, are they related? Because with him, there's a Mokwatleng. He gave an example that he can be a Mokwatleng in Johannesburg, and then there's another Mokwatleng in Rustenburg, but they may not be related.
But are we producing certificates now?
No.
What bearing does this knowing have in this case? I mean, I like the manner in which Sbiya answers. He just stands on the fence, on papers, because he wants you to probe and he wants you to look like a fool who took a case to the court without having proper information. I mean, what are you prosecuting if you do not know the nitty-gritty that you should know, such as the linkages? I mean, there was a claim that this man of Nkazimulo attempted to shoot your police civilian, and then you still do not know the position of Nkazimulo when it comes to all these accused. You only know MUZI. In fact, you know MUZI because you had to probe it also.
Sbiya said that he doesn't know, and Mshololo Prara had said that they're just sharing surnames. Sbiya said that he doesn't know because he's speaking for his side. As he stands on the witness box, he's speaking for himself. He said, I can have a different way of describing how they are related. They can think of it a certain way. I won't speak for them. I would just like to answer those things pertaining to me.
To make matters easier for Baloyi, he could have called this person as a witness. Now he wants to know about this person behind his back. The person is still alive.
Why are you eliciting
more information about someone who's still alive, whom you could have just done something about it? Or you were worried that perhaps it's not going to come and confirm some of these stories?
So Baloyi then went to the record of the 7th of September 2023, the evidence of Zungu, where he said that when he came from the shop, he saw a car that was parked close to where he was staying. On his way out, it was already parked because he passed it, but he saw who was inside that vehicle. He went past and went to the shop, and on his way back, one of the Ntuli guys produced the firearm through the window. He then felt that the pin was not yet raised because he raised it late. Then he turned around. He then called Gwabeni, and the state then asked Zungu, when did this incident occur? And Zungu said that it was more or less on the 18th of November 2019. Zungu said he saw the person inside the vehicle, and the other one was Nkazimulo.
Look at this. We are dealing with Zungu that confirmed his number.
Yes.
For status.
Yes.
But the information of Zungu that could have been actually subpoenaed or whatsoever to get
elicited from him because he testified
through section 205
yes.
to actually have the records,
yes, the cell phone
of such
records.
Conversations,
yes.
But it's not there. And you are telling me that this is Bosby. I have to answer for forgetting whether they are in Joburg or what in 2014. But we have a lawyer who's here who should have done that, because this is the most crucial witness, right? Who should have done that to prove your case. But because it's difficult, I mean, for one reason or another, you decided not to bring such information. We are going to use that one of of Bundans. And you are going to forget some numbers now and then and misspell numbers or whatsoever that you call that thing is. We are going to, and that thing, in my opinion, I think it has been happening a lot. People getting away with it because of the fact that they were in charge of the proceedings. Now it becomes more difficult because now everyone, when we are talking to this witness or their witness, they are listening to that witness attentively, and they have control over that.
Yes.
Now it becomes a problem for you to deal with some of these things the way you were dealing maybe with them, hush or whatsoever. That's my thinking. That's why now we are going to hear wrong numbers. Misnomer happening.
Misnomer, yes. Well, Zungu said that he saw the person inside the vehicle, and the other one was Nkazimulo, and he said that Nkazimulo was the relative of MUZI, or accused number 4. He said he knew the person who produced the firearm through the window, and he knew him from Tembisa, and he said that he's related to accused 1 and 5. Zungu, he called
Look
MUZI.
at the inconsistencies. MUZI and Nkazimul
Yes.
are siblings, right?
Yes.
And you claim you know MUZI from home.
Yes.
Yesterday, if you were to turn the tables, Baloyi was laughing off at the fact that MUZI says he does not know this Zungu, Constable Zungu. And he gave the valid reason. Now, what is the reason behind this guy who claims that he is normally there at Kwamahlabati Nongoma combined? Or in fact, Nongoma, to say the least, not Mahlabati. Why he doesn't know these people? Why does he know them in Tembisa? If really what he's saying is anything to go by.
And he knows them at a certain period.
Exactly.
Where now he's contacting Lishaban. Let us not forget that he's actually the one who reached out to Lishaban, according to his testimony. And then now he's the one narrating what happened on the 26th of October 2014 in Basutung Hostel.
Yes.
So the time frame of him claiming to know MUZI, if you're going to say, I know this person, you should at least give a background, right? Like, I know them from Emakaya. The first time I saw him was in 1996. Something like that. You understand? But with Zungu's version, there's no such background.
And
he
that
just
is
says
supported
he knows them.
That is supported by the cell phone that seems to be calling around. In fact, we cannot even now say that it's supported by the cell phone, because I think that was a fruitless exercise from the states to actually try and create that conversation.
Yeah, it took so long. The dragging of that cell phone evidence and Standard Bank and the number and the delulu of it all. But it almost got into the record. And thank goodness for the alertness of Mnisi and Ramosipili there, because Besengenile, it was within.
Uzongo wants to portray himself as this very understanding police that does not uphold the rules of the police, in my opinion. Because he sees crime, he's just passive. He asks questions such as, is this not the gun that killed Kazimul? And then he is almost sure to an Alufate. And he does not go, he does not go and open the case.
You know, he's been followed.
He goes and fetches guns, and then he goes and chill in his house, or try to come back and confront them. They are obviously they are no longer there, because in my opinion they were never there. That is if the fiction is holding.
Well, Sibia responded that even yesterday this appeared, and he is repeating that there is no one that ever called him to say that they were attacked by Nkazimolo. And there's never been a Zungu that called him Nkazimulo is not a person of firearms. He's no criminal. He works a stable job. And he regarded him or referred to him as Gazi. That's the nickname that he uses to call him, as someone who is employed and is not doing any criminal activities. Baloyi went to the downloaded photos of MUZI in accused number 2's phone. He went to the record of 11th of June 2025 when Mnisi put it to Warrant Officer Ndlovu, where he said that Mr. Sibiya, and it's not the it's Warrant Officer Ndlovu who came to testify, the one who did the downloads on accused number 2's phone. So where he said that Mr. Sibiya informed him that this photo was taken in 2018 and the place where the photo was taken was in Tembeka section in Tembisa, and the house in the background is the house of his uncle who's Celo Ntuli. Sibiya agreed and said that they even there's a car in the background on the pictures. He's saying that car also belongs to his uncle Celo Ntuli. So Baloyi continued to read the record, and it said that in 2018, when he took this photo, that car was his uncle's motor vehicle. Now he said that if his memory serves him well, the photo was taken by Nkazimulo. They affectionately call him Kazi. And Sibiya said yes. And Baloyi then asked him, so Constable Zungu was correct when he said that Nkazimulo was your relative? Sibiya said not to say that Zungu was telling the truth. Nkazimulo is my uncle's child. He is my relative. Not to say that Zungu was telling the truth.
It's a fact.
Well, Baloyi then said Zungu was correct when he said that Nkazimulo is your relative. And Sibiya said, I'm repeating. This is not to say that Zungu said, just because Zungu said it. It's a fact that he's my relative. But it's not so because Zungu said it. He's my uncle's child.
If Papa, this was anything, this is actually where we are trying to purify the person and glorify, magnify him as this truthful person.
He's trying to wash him.
Unfortunately, Zungu did not allow. MUZI did not allow that to be bounced off of him.
Baloyi went back to the record and referred him to a call that Constable Zungu made to Sibiya on the 19th of November 2019. Apparently, there's a call record there where Zungu and Sibiya were having phone calls between each other in 2019. Baloyi said that it was discussed during his telephone call that he informed him that after he left Nongoma, he went to Mpumalanga and that he will continue that discussion when they returned from Mpumalanga. Sibiya said that he's repeating this because even yesterday he was asked this question. He said he never had or has a person that he was calling by the name of Zungu, and he never went to Mpumalanga. His home is not in Nongoma, it's in Mahlabatini. If a person was to tell you that MUZI Sibiya is from Nongoma, just know that that person is telling you lies, because I am from Mahlabatini. Then Baloyi said that we indicated to you yesterday that this call was made at 18:21 on the 19th of November 2019 from your number of 0793793037, was an incoming call from the number 0769799524, which you say belongs to Constable Zungu, lasting 77 seconds, and the tower is Westleton in Mpumalanga. Sibiya said that, I repeat, that I have never stayed in Mpumalanga. How I know Mpumalanga is by passing through it when I travel from Johannesburg to home, at the homelands. Even yesterday, I did mention that I passed through Standerton and Volkrust when I travel from Joburg to home. Baloyi brought the charge sheet and the proceedings of the Tembisa court case. He appeared there on the 1st of June 2020, and the matter was postponed to the 8th. Now, this was a day after he was arrested on the 30th of May. They are saying that they were arresting him on the 30th of May for Senzo's case.
Yeah.
And then on the 1st of June, he appears at the Tembisa court for another matter. Recall that when he was getting arrested on the 30th of May, they took him from Vusimosi section, and then they brought him back to Vusimosi section on the same day. MUZI is saying they made me change clothes, and then they are saying that they found a black plastic bag of ammunition.
Upon that process.
So then Baloyi asked him that the charge sheet indicated that the charges were possession of illegal substances and ammunition, and Sibiya said that that's not true. So the first count, Baloyi said, related to the incident of the 19th of March 2019, which he says was canvassed yesterday, and Sibiya said he was not attending the charge of possession but dealing in illegal substances. I actually remember this case because we covered it on the channel.
Yes.
On the day that the verdict or the judgment was made, there was no mention of possession. There was mention of dealing.
Did you perhaps clap for Baloyi for how he actually made it look like this is a similar thing?
Like it's one
because
thing.
being in possession does not necessarily mean that you deal.
The possession one was taken out. I think it was dismissed or something, and then they were left with dealing with illegal substances, which informed our feelings. Remember when we were analyzing it, our feelings were very not. It didn't feel right. That case just didn't feel right. You can go down and scroll down for those who are new or who just joined us this year. Please look at that video. It's from, I think, it's in December that we shot it, I think. Yeah, I think it was in December. Just go and refresh. Maybe if you need to catch up as to what. I'm not going to get into too much details about this case. I'm sure you guys read, even through the cross-examination, that something ain't right. Okay, so this is just not right. So which means that there's a lot of things that were wrong that were going to be found there, because already Advocate Baloyi was mentioning charges that were not even there to begin with. In what he was charged with.
You can't fool me into believing that this guy is a buffoon. MUZI. You can't.
He's sharp.
He is so sharp. In fact, even this law of theirs, he seems to understand.
Wow.
How to answer these questions without putting a dirt on himself.
I guess all these 2 other cases were training.
Or we can stop thinking that these 2 cases just trained him. Maybe he's just smart. Please press the like button, guys. Let's press the like button, please. Please. Let me wait for you just to press the like button. Let's reach that 200. 400 people are watching us. Please press the like button. I'm going to wait for you until we reach 200. So there is, in fact, that line of questioning that Nisi tried to stop without success, obviously, with this judge. It was a downfall of Baloyi.
Was it?
Listen to how this guy dealt with it.
Well, Baloyi said that it was written dealing, alternatively possession. Where did he get possession from?
It's not there.
Sibiya said that the person was making...
If half-baked is anything to go by, because that case was in possession, the one where he was released, so perhaps in his head, that case is still playing.
Oh, the one that was dismissed. That one was possession. But this one, no, it's dealing. Sibiya said that the person was making assumptions because the charge he was charged with was dealing only with possession and it's not there. So, Baloyi then asked him, the second count is ammunition and possession of ammunition that related to the incident of the 30th of May 2020, which he says they were going to deal with later. This is the same day they arrested him. where Mukhola said that they found a black plastic bag with ammunition. Yeah. By the way, they also arrested Ntanzi too. And in his arrest, they went back with him to his place of residence after taking him from his place of residence. And they found a black plastic bag of ammunition there also. But with Ntanzi, the case was dismissed in Rustenburg.
A very woke magistrate. We must applaud these unusual circumstances where magistrates are really standing firm for courts' time wastage and Mickey Mouse
games. Sibia said that that is what they said, but it never happened. Baloyi said that the reason why they were referring to the charge sheet, because on the charge sheet on the 8th of June 2020, the prosecutor placed on record that the accused gave Mpumalanga or in Mpumalanga address. Sibia said he was asking for transcripts. What he was looking at, it was written by hand. He said that he never mentioned any Mpumalanga address, and he was asking for transcripts. They will be coming from the record to ensure that indeed this was spoken in court. And I've also not heard of handwritten transcripts, unless if I'm missing something. And everything is shocking.
This was not handwritten transcript. This was a charge sheet. This was a charge sheet.
Yes.
That MUZI told him properly yesterday that the day before, that do not bring
a charge sheet that
because it is written by the very same people that are probably perpetrating crime.
Yes, it was written by Mukhola most probably.
Yes. Bring the transcript. And Baloyi, obvious, being Baloyi, he ignored that part because it might be more difficult to actually acquire about the transcript. Yes, he might get it, but it might take a long route. So he then decided to bring the charge sheet.
If you're going to bring this case and talk about it, it's only fair that his request for transcripts be, respected. Why bengafuni ngama transcript?
I think it's there for MNISI when he's re-examining to use it if he can get it, because there is something very disturbing about that charge sheet. It is talking about the address in Mpumalanga, and MUZI mentions this, that it does not specify the address. It just talks about the address in Mpumalanga, which is just a general thing to say that address in Johannesburg or address in Durban. It is not specific to say that this is where the address actually is at.
Sibia said that secondly, it shocked him that he registered in Mpumalanga address at Tembisa Court, but the police said that they traveled to KZN to confirm the address, but they did not travel to Mpumalanga to confirm this address. They said he gave, so they have to tell you what they were doing in KZN if they never went to Mpumalanga. If he did give an address in Mpumalanga, then why was it not confirmed?
Now, do you see why I'm saying he cooked him? To say that if I gave the address of Mpumalanga, we never went there. In fact, tell me what the person that you affirmed the address with in Mpumalanga, because that thing in the charge sheet is blank. It just talks about Mpumalanga. It doesn't talk about the address specifically as to say this is where we are supposed to be at. So he's actually pulling him to that direction to say that them going to KZN, then it meant they went there for other reason, other ulterior motives that are known to them, that they came to court and lied then about affirming the address, because in the charge sheet it's not saying that they were there to affirm the address.
And he said that they must tell you that when they arrived in Mpumalanga at that address, they say, I gave them. Who did they find? And what did that person say about me that they found in Mpumalanga? So the police have to come back to this court and explain what were they doing in KZN, because they were not confirming an address, because the address is not the address that they showed because they are saying that I gave them that address from Mpumalanga. So they were supposed to take me to Mpumalanga. If it means that police are supposed to go with an arrested person to confirm an address, they had to take me to Mpumalanga, the address they say I gave, but they took me to KZN, an address I never gave them at Tembisa Court.
Because it's not there in the charge sheet that he gave us the KZN address. It's not there. They are talking about Mpumalanga, they are talking about Tembisa. And they never went to Tembisa either.
No.
They never went to Mpumalanga.
No.
They went to a totally different address.
Yes.
Unless they are Sangomas, then they must tell us what was the point of them going to KZN. Unless they felt that the right address is that one in Mahlabathini, they must tell us what was the point for them to
the
go there.
defense tried to ask, what was the excuse? They were verifying an address.
Just that. Then it's enough in that court in any case.
I bazamile to try and understand why did they travel all the way to KZN. So he said that it shows that there's a lot of things that the police say happened that didn't happen, but the police place those things like they happened when they come to court, because he says that he doesn't know the Mpumalanga address and it's not even written. The address that he registered was Tembisa 1818 Vusmus section. That's the address that he knew. He also says that he knows that when a person is arrested in Johannesburg and they're granted bail, they have to be close to the court where they'll be attending, or the police station, not be a person who's in KZN, because one day they may have or they may not have money to travel to come to Johannesburg to attend the court case that they had been arrested for. So when he's in Joburg, he used the Joburg address because he knew that he could not fail to even walk to Tembisa Court if needs be. So the police must yet to tell the court the truth about what they were going to do in KZN, what made them to go to KZN. And he says that as he's from Mahlabathini, he doesn't know Mpumalanga. He can't give an address from Mpumalanga. Even at home, the address from home, he says he can't tell the address because in the villages, it's just homes that are built with no house numbers.
Yeah,
so
they have since gave these houses these home numbers.
Yeah, numbers now.
Yeah, through electricity, I think.
Okay.
Being part, they've since done that. But he's right in saying that giving that address is a hard thing, because how do we are from these roads that are gravel roads. I almost gave my road away, but I know mine up to the point where the main road of that gravel, that's it. When you are going exactly home, I don't know that one. These gravel roads, they would normally in KZN start with the D's. It would be D27 something. D what. So that's how you probably can be able to give. And that had to be taught at school for me to actually understand what the road that we are using is so-called what. Probably if it was not, I would not know it. I would see the board, because us and reading, actually, it's a problem. Until it falls, then we don't have that information.
Okay, so he says that he used the Joburg address because he knew it. 1818 Vusmus section, that's where he stayed with his uncle. He says that he knew that if they did not find him, they'd find his uncle. So it's always interesting to get people saying, so they traveled to KZN because it's MUZI's family. I don't understand this logic of thinking. So they traveled, but the charge sheet is saying Mpumalanga, and they are saying in their submission in support of why they traveled to KZN, they are saying, no, we went there because we were verifying the address. To verify the address, you must have been given. Yes.
And it must have been written on the charge sheet that MUZI gave this address, because the charge sheet must have that address for the reasons, one, of bail. That's the main reason.
Yes.
That's why they are talking about the addresses and whatnot. When Christoph, so they travel. That is not in dispute. MUZI's family is there. No one is disputing that. But what MUZI is asking is why, since I gave them Mpumalanga address, why did they feel the need to go to KZN? And I don't think you have that answer, but it's okay because even Baloyi was found wandering there.
Well, remember with Mukhula's testimony, she said that MUZI had given them a wrong address, right? But she never mentioned an Mpumalanga address.
No.
In her testimony.
No, they are speaking in cross purposes.
And when Gomezulu cross-examined as well, he did refer to that charge sheet. And he said that there seemed to be a faint number. That's where we got that 818. Remember? And there was a faint one.
It has since went away, that thing.
Now we are
the same way
Mpumalanga.
the cell phone number issue is trying to go away.
Ooh. The judge interrupted SBIYA'S testimony and asked Baloyi. He said to Baloyi, Mr. Baloyi, what is the question? And you know what? In my opinion, he seemed irritated.
Obvious. What is this? It's obvious.
Having MUZI.
It's obvious because MUZI is mooring his beautiful kid. Now, he had to intervene. But one could wonder, what happened to that? Let the witness explain.
Let the witness talk. Let the witness explain.
What happened? When we were dealing with subsequently and then all that, we were told that we should listen to these paragraphs of essay that we were given. Same as Mchunu on the other side, dealing in paragraphs. We were subjected to that painful
Let the witness say their piece.
arrangement.
Let the witness speak, please, Mr. Mnisi. Please let the witness.
Now is disturbing coming in. Now is the one now who's supposed to be told to let the witness speak.
What is the question?
In a sense, can this person answer a question? Yes, he's answering and he's dealing properly with your smart kid.
Yes.
He's dealing with them.
Yes.
They are failing to handle him.
So Baloyi said to SBIYA, you only requested to comment on the fact that you gave the Mpumalanga address, which you deny. Then the following was put on record by the defense. It says, 1818 Vusmusi squatter camp accused number 1 resides with Uncle Nduli.
It's no longer 181. And the reason why, in fact, according to Mukhula, they went there. Mukhula is Mam Fundi Sagar.
Yes.
They went there because that one was wrong.
That's what she said. In
two
her
people
testimony.
explaining two different things.
So SBIYA said the police never went to confirm his uncle's address. And he says in Mpumalanga, he does not know where they said they were going to confirm an address because they never came back to him to tell him that they went to confirm an address at Mpumalanga. He says that he didn't know the Mpumalanga issue. He was hearing it for the first time in this court. The address that he knows is 1818 Vusmusi section. So Baloyi then asked him, is it correct that the matter went to trial in Tembisa? And Mnisi objected, asking what was the relevance of this matter of Tembisa in this case. Baloyi said that yesterday the accused said that they knew nothing about the charges of dealing in illegal substances, and this is to show that the charge he says he knows nothing about went to trial. The matter went to trial and there was a verdict on the matter. This is so diabolical because when did MUZI ever say that he did not know anything about going to trial? Nisi then said, no, that is irrelevant.
The understanding of Opiga Kwecala, nokuthi I'm aware that there is a case like that in Zulu. It's totally different. MUZI is saying, Anglazi lo cala, in a sense, I deny that that case is
valid.
Now the question but were you ever
Attending trial?
was never asked.
No.
Took the explanation of the interpreter, which is conveniently so. They had to bring someone who's less privileged to Zulu because the other one was probably properly putting things. And then there's always a case of such nature when you see that we are dealing with someone who's very good in Zulu. You bring someone who's less when it comes to Zulu. You are degrading in a sense on purpose so that you can hear what you want to hear now and
Honestly, I feel like they do need, especially them, the state and maybe the judge, they need a proper translator when the accused are testifying, especially MUZI and even Tanzi.
The level of Ngizwe's translator.
Yes, that type of
translator. That's the translator that was needed.
Because I don't wanna lie listening to I get tribulega. That Zulu is not like the one that I'm used to. The Zulu light. It's deep because it's metaphorical and it's, he uses figures of speech quite a lot, so I can't keep up. So I saw that even with the state, they are not quite understanding his answers, especially if they try to listen to him directly. And then the interpreter is also dribbled, like myself. He has to ask him, wait. What do you mean? Do you mean his family or not? Are you related? Hi. Somnisi then said, no, that is irrelevant. We are here to listen about the death of Senzo, not a collateral charge, if there's any, so that is entirely irrelevant. Baloyi said that it is relevant. He said the accused denied ammunition being found at his place of residence, and it goes to the credibility of the witness as well as the accused. Baloyi proceeded to ask MUZI, is it correct?
Can you imagine the situation? You know why this line of questioning is wrong?
Why?
MUZI in that case, he denies that there was ever evidence that was found in his house.
Yes.
Now Baloyi wants him to admit that there was evidence that was found in his house. That is a contradiction of the two cases.
Yes.
That is the line of questioning that Baloyi is putting.
In a totally different case. He wants him to
Then you
admit.
tell me that there's these cases are mutually exclusive.
Well, Baloyi proceeded to ask MUZI, is it correct that these two charges went on a full-blown trial in Tembisa? And Mshololo raised an objection at this point and said that the issue is irrelevancy. The trial we are dealing with is about a murder charge that took place on the 26th of October 2014. It is not in dispute that accused number one attended the trial in Tembisa court. And then the judge said that he says there was no trial, according to Mr. Baloyi. And Baloyi said that he says the charges are unfounded. Then the judge said, and now he's showing that he can't be correct, and it goes to credibility. I felt, in my opinion, that the judge was assisting Baloyi or attempting to discredit the witness. I don't know what this is that we're being subjected to.
This is screaming appeal. I think Mnisi is gathering enough information to appeal.
Sibia then said, at first the charges were put to me, the trial did not proceed. Then came people to court that said that they did not find me at the address that they said I was staying at. Then after the matter went to trial on both charges. Baloyi asked, is it correct that on the first charges of dealing, Mudau and Baloyi testified on those charges? And Sibia testified and said, yes, they came to testify. And then Baloyi said on the second charge, Mohola, Sadiq and Buthelezi testified on those charges. Sibia said it was only Mohola and Buthelezi. There was a verdict in December of 2024, and Sibia insists that those charges, he knows nothing about them, and that he's even planning to appeal after this case because what he is being accused of, he knows nothing about. The court made a verdict, but these things that they charged him with, he knows nothing about them. I honestly don't blame him.
No, there's nothing to blame.
I
saying
don't.
The misunderstanding, though, that's the problem. That the judge seems to be flying with this misunderstanding of denying knowing that there was ever a sitting that happened that ended up with him going to jail, which he affirms by saying, I will appeal it at the end. Then saying, I don't know that case. I deny any evidence that was found in that case. I deny how it was gotten up to this point. I don't know anything about it, but yes, I am sitting here serving my time in jail because of it.
Yes.
But the answer that they expected is to say, yeah, there was ever ammunition. He's even saying that in court, I was never shown such evidence. Then what more do you want?
So Mnisi then said that he wished to put it on record that the court's attention has been drawn to inadmissible evidence, which is evidence of a character in nature. The process that my colleague has embarked on was just to elicit evidence of a character in nature, which in its very own very nature in these proceedings is inadmissible. Baloyi said that they had already addressed that point and said he's moving on back to the evidence of the 2 photos downloaded on accused number 2's phone. He went back to that evidence, you guys. I am so tired of these 2 photos that were downloaded. I wasn't the only one. Mshololo also objected and said that the witness had already answered to this question, the questions regarding those 2 pictures. He was asked yesterday and earlier on today, and she said that now we're about to go on the 3rd time asking about these photos. Then it means that we will not be finishing this case.
They should remind the judge about the cases that he's been quoting of dealing with the witness. And such behavior of asking one question 10 times that he also called on the defense on.
Yes.
That you guys are asking one question, move on.
Yes, he always
leave that for argument and whatnot. But now it's okay that it's a repetitive of.
It's like he's hoping MUZI will say something different, which is unfair to a witness. He will refuse with any other witness being done that too. But when it comes to them, no, they must answer the same question 1,000 times until they are exhausted.
Let us press the like button, guys. And Masidi, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you, Masidi.
Hey, we appreciate you.
So I honestly, this cross-examination had me wondering a lot of things. I've never been so bored in so long. I wish I was watching Witness A and the Witness Commission. I was like, I wish I was watching Witness A right now. Because I was like, yeah, high corner. This is dragging. It's dragging. And it did drag. So Baloyi said that Mshololo is the one who asks repetitive questions. But he is just giving the background as to that witness so that they can understand what they are about. In my opinion, no. He just wants the witness to be tired, to blab, and he's also attempting to elicit more information that he can probably use against them in the future to drag this case longer. We are tired. Isn't he tired? Isn't Advocate Baloyi tired with the moment? I'm tired. So the judge asked for the time and adjourned for tea. When they came back, Baloyi asked if Sicelo Ntuli was the same uncle that Sibiya resided with in Vusmus section in Tembisa in 2020. Sibiya said no, the name of the uncle that he resided with is Buhle Ntuli. Baloyi now went to the name of Lulama and Jabulo that were mentioned in the confessions of accused 2 to Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, and he asked if he knew them, and Sibia said that he only recalls the names of Teliwe and Tuli. So Sibia said that he knew them. Non-Jabulo and Lulama are from his village. Asked if he was related to them, Sibia said a person from your village does not mean that they are your relative. Okay, I'm gonna quote it in Zulu. He said, "NgesiZulu, umuntu wakini akusho ukuthi isihlobo sakho."
Correctly so.
What does that mean?
In simple term, isihlobo from where we come from
Yes.
is, in a sense, an extended family that you don't even stay with normally.
Yes.
Zihlobo lezo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, maybe they are coming from here. I had a great grandfather who had maybe 2 wives, and then they decided to go and have their own house. As we went down the line, now and then, I mean, we are now in Ganzamatutagazi from that same grandfather.
Yes.
Sesizihlobo.
Oh, okay. But
As time goes on, as they get diluted, let me put it like that. As they get diluted, marrying other people, we become umndeni on the other side. Ake ngibeka nje umndeni. Isikhathi esiningi esikhuluma ngesizulu lokho abathi isendelinye.
Oh, born of the same father.
Born of the same father, or born of the same great grandfather. Umndeni ke lo. Mase siyobiza umndeni. But mawuthi ngehlotsheni. Usuye enganeni ka ezalwa ingane ka aunt. Zihlobo lezo. Sekuzihlobo lezo. Sebeyiphilela impilo yabo.
Okay.
That's what it meant.
Okay.
You can call people ohlala nabo egcikeni zihlobo.
They are abantu basekhaya.
Umndeni lo.
Umuntu abantu bakithi.
Umndeni lo, yes.
Okay. So Baloyi then asked, that is what we are trying to establish. Are you or are you not related to them? Sibia said that they are not his relatives. Abagiti.
Exactly. Akusizi ihlobo zami lezi.
In short, what I heard from the interpreter, he said he's not related to them, even though they are coming from the same village.
No, that's wrong. That is wrong.
I knew it. I just had a feeling. But I wasn't sure. But I knew that something's not right. So Baloyi now went back to his cell phone records, the phone call that he made to Constable Zungu.
To put it simpler, some people who grew not of the same blood, bengaba zihlobo. That's why kukhona into ekuthiwa sithi isihlobo segazi. Okusho ukuthi there is a bit of my blood, maybe the bloodline. Bese kuba izihlobo nje ezingabantu eseyiphenduka zaba zacishe zafana nomndeni wala ekhaya. Esengacishe zaze insila zala ekhaya. Yabo. So he got them nice there.
So the phone call that he made to Constable Zungu, he said that the tower was in Mpumalanga, Wesselton. The number was 0793790137. What we are going to catch now is the number ending with 137. Yes, that's the number that MUZI acknowledges as his. Because they're going to be mentioning a lot of other numbers later on. But Loyi said that the records show that from the 4th of September 2019 to the 21st of September 2019, the number made contact with Tower Wesselton for 17 days. Sbiya said that he responded many times, maybe 4 times, to say that he had never made a phone call to anyone by the name of Zungu and that he has never stayed in Mpumalanga before. So, 17 days. Kule Vessel Town Tower Leo, and it's in Mpumalanga. And Sbiya is saying, he's never been there in Mpumalanga. So Baloyi said that Pinky testified that for you to pick up the closest tower, you need to be within the vicinity of that tower. She further went on to testify that in an urban area, the distance is within 200 meters and rural 36 kilometers. Sbiya repeated that he has never stayed in Mpumalanga. He knows nothing about Mpumalanga. Even Stein said that he found a phone at jail or at a jail cell when he had not even been detained in that jail cell. The thing
here is sorry, Emmett, to disturb you. Here's a question to say. What do I think with let me find it. Mr. Anon Emil, what's your guy's take on Sbiya distancing himself from the instruction he gave his attorney? When it doesn't correlate to what he's saying. If you've been watching this case, you would notice that this is a case that these lawyers, in the manner that they will introduce as representative of this, especially these two, Ntanzi and MUZI, they came in a hurry. Like Ramusipile, for example, we used to call him Mr. Vets. He came all of a sudden when T4 was taken out.
Yes.
Number 2, it should be clear to you that MUZI's vocabulary of Zulu is deeper because it comes from the side of Zululand in any case. It's deeper.
Yes.
It's not easy to understand.
Mr. Ramasipili has been based in
You would notice
Gauteng.
You would notice how Ramusipile, even Mngome Zulu, someone who would understand Zulu, was moving up and down and trying to
get a proper
version of what. So, like for instance, the mistake that Baloyi was sitting on about what was it, Ramusipile, that was made by Ramusipile.
Let me go through it because I can't.
It's there, but it's just a flip of what MUZI is putting. It's a flip. You know, it's the, I mean, Kushuguti, if we accept that there is no mistakes, even Baloyi made mistakes, and we can point to them, a lot of them.
Many of them.
Many of them. Even this one of a cell phone number now that we are going to talk about, which I doubt it's a mistake, you know. But yeah, we are going to call it a mistake. And that's a big one. Because this one is nailing a person.
Yes.
You know.
It's a huge mistake.
It's a huge mistake. But when MUZI come to the stand, he puts his version properly. And it consistently, just go to any record where when MUZI himself is distancing himself from what he said. Through his, like if you go to trial within a trial and then you come now.
Yes.
And if you can find that, then good, then you can character assassinate MUZI. But you can character assassinate MUZI through someone who's not even a Zulu speaker like Ramusipile, who's listening to this Zulu person in court.
Yeah.
Where the judge is waiting for him to come back in time.
Mistake.
And then you are saying he's distancing himself. That's a blanket approach. That is very dangerous because that's what is given in that court to say that he's distancing himself. That sounds like a TikTok group.
Yes, a misquoting of a phrase with a language barrier. You have to understand that there are no interpreters.
Even an interpreter, Emil.
Even the interpreter is fumbling.
It's fumbling in front of us.
Yes.
Right now, I just corrected the interpreter. Now.
Yes. So you can understand that there are some phrases when they come out of Ramusipili's mouth, they may not mean what MUZI said.
He's not in fact even distancing himself by
He's
saying
not.
that maybe uRamusipilo ungizwe wrong noma
Yes.
ubeke ngendlela
Which is very much possible in this instance when you look at the language barrier.
Hey, I mean, honestly speaking, can we dwell on that?
I don't know why people want to.
Even Mr. Let me make an example. I'm sorry to disturb you. I mean, there are people who are complaining about it. Please press the like button.
No problem.
The judge, in a statement that was put by Zungu in that court, Zungu says, "Kwacisha ilight."
Yes.
Kwacisha ilight.
Yes. The light was switched off.
When I followed them
The light
to the
switched off.
to their room, kwacisha ilight. Kwacisha ilight.
Yes.
The judge changed that thing to kwacishwa, and it became an order of the day. But we pointed it out here.
That somebody switched off the light.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Which creates a different perspective of what was happening in that room. That means ugebengu in a sense, because mangiza mina as a police, as this saint person,
And then someone switches off the light.
Zungu went further to explain that Gwabini said this light in a king. We are born to show
yes,
good
I
this light
remember.
could have switched itself off.
Yes.
It's a mistake, right? Because I mean the judge is not a Zulu speaking person. RATHA is not Zulu speaking. If you claim Zulu, he's not a Zulu speaking person.
He speaks more
He's
English.
far from English. Maybe you should focus on Afrikaans even.
Yeah, he speaks more English and Afrikaans. Yes.
Without even the Afrikaans. I think what I heard there is Fanagalo Afrikaans. But yeah, all I'm trying to say is that you cannot now, should we character assassinate RATHA?
No.
Should we say RATHA is pushing a certain vendetta?
Or he's lying.
Can we say it without saying allegedly? Because I mean, if you go according to your theory, that is how we should go. Now, coming to the issue now that we are going to go through of the number that apparently was copied wrong and the handwritten. What do you say about that? That's my question to you. Should we say that we are concording without saying allegedly?
One would think that
Oh.
that is more important than a phrase that may have not come exactly how MUZI said it to Ramasepeli. You would think that the fact that there's a number on a bank statement that is handwritten with a pen or highlighted, but even it's in it being highlighted, it's not visible. And they cannot get authorization from the bank or an authenticator from the bank to come and say that
Yes.
this number, that should be more alarming
To you,
than
then talking about the issues, small issues flipping, like talking about the issues of Nongoma and Matlabati, that should be more alarming to you than talking about that you lied about, or maybe you forgot that you coughed. You didn't mention it at the beginning.
And these people that he's saying that he's related to should be related to, they were not even called to testify by the state. Okay? They had ample time and opportunity to bring them to court, to come and testify to whatever they wanted. They did not do it, but they bring them up now. And the state is defending, is presenting their case as if now it's some form of a bait that now the defense must call these people. No.
No, they
For what?
shouldn't. Because they've got nothing to prove. The state bears.
He who alleges, proves, presents their case and presents the evidence they have against you.
I mean, if you are confused by this case,
But the thing that you should be concerned about, that is a big hoo-ha. You have not really paid attention to it. And I'm going to speak for people that side with the state quite a lot and have decided to become one would say maybe devil's advocates in this situation. But why are the big things not alarming to you guys? You worry me sometimes that this should be highlighted. This should be more of a concern that there's a statement with a handwritten phone number.
But Emily, I'm surprised that you are worried by such level of thinking, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the very same country where we are dealing with cases after cases where people are alleging. For example, let me go to this issue. Let us look at the issue that currently Zuma is in court for the nuclear.
Is it Amsteel?
Amsteel. Something that one day, probably, if we talk about it, it should have fell in someone's hands, but it didn't. Now it's in Zuma's hand. And now he's in court, he's dealing with that. And you are told he's a criminal. But the only way that they got to arrest him was through what they called, is it absconding?
Absconding,
yes.
Zondo Commission.
And however they
and asking for
and,
Zondo
and we're talking about
himself.
someone who had 500 and something or 400 and something cases. They haven't managed to actually nail him. Right. Now, here is another situation. There's a situation of illegal money that was found. Illegal, a lot of it. Even today, we don't even know how much it was. It's okay. It's fine. What I'm trying to paint here is that that's how generally
the couches that allegedly
South
the cash was
Africans
stuffed in, the couches are gone.
That's how generally South Africans think. Even with this thing of the commission, let me save your time, because we might be so focused on it. Mkhunu is coming back.
He's gonna be campaigning.
And probably SBIYA is gonna be there. And very soon it could be your commissioner. Woo! That's South Africa for you. That's how we deal with it. And let me tell you, even further and make things easier for you, there is nothing that you're all gonna do.
There's nothing we'll do, Vel. Because even if you look at it, instead of having Mkhunu undergo normal processes, no.
Which will be caught, obvious.
100 million has to be spent
trying to find what we call an advice, in simple terms. So that is how South Africa is. I mean, we cannot shy away from that. That is how South Africa is. And so you can expect them to think different when it comes to these guys who are arrested. They've been told that they paired these guys with people who have committed crimes. They went and fetched them in jail. And then South Africans, they work a lot with therefore. Because your minister stole, therefore. That's how things are. So when it comes to big things that you see now happening, huge things, you are never going to see any action. And I promise you, there are two committees here. There's ad hoc committee and there's a Madlanga commission. There is nothing that is going to happen. Instead, they might change the direction of tumoring Ulokuzan. They are going to probably deploy him somewhere on education, something. But that is not putting the person away with regards to these things. And you can hear the way he answers. There is this feeling that I have dealt with this thing properly. There is that feeling when you listen to how Mkhunu answers these questions, like, wow, he's on top of it. So
while he's saying nothing.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that's going to happen until, and this is a pity, because this time, black people, I'm talking to you, there's no white person who's going to come and save you. You know, with Zuma, it worked because there was Zuma must fall down. Whether there were 5 or 4, it doesn't matter. It worked.
Yes.
And then there was a meeting. But this time around, they are all crammed up into GNU. No one's going to come and save you.
Nope.
So you've got to eat that.
Yes.
That's an unfortunate situation until we get those people to come and save us again and say, no. Unfortunately, they are singing from the same hymn at this point in time, and they will defend each other. So, wena libal. I'm trying to say, even in this situation, the only time the so-called group there that you see, they can change their way of thinking. Remove all these black lawyers, the so-called incompetence, inverted commas. This is not me saying that. I'm quoting what they normally say there. Incompetent lawyers, bomnisi and all that, as they call them. Not me. I believe in them. Then bring a Harinel or bring a someone. They will change their mind. Baloyi will be regarded as a devil. I'm telling you. If you can do that now and start this case afresh, Baloyi will be regarded as a devil. I'm not saying he's a devil, but that's what it takes for black minds who can speak a bit of Polish English to be convinced.
Preach.
So we can continue here and deliberate and focus on these things, but to think that they are going to change their minds, forget about it.
Well, Baloyi went back to the timeline communications between Constable Zungu and Lieutenant Keller, not even Lieutenant Keller, was General Leshabane. And he said, we said that there was contact between the two. According to Constable Zungu, he said that the contact started between 2018 and 2019. The communication amongst you as accused persons, according to Hose, he says that we see that most of the communication starts from 2018. CBS said that it was not like that. He has never communicated with accused 2 and 3, and he does not know him. Accused number 4, he did communicate with him, and he did explain that he used to check on him and ask how he was doing. They would check on each other. He had never communicated with accused number 4. He does not even know or have his number. What Hose is saying is that they were communicating with each other is non-existent. That is why he says that the things of phones, you are able to make them up, because Steyn said that he found him with a phone in Louikop, an iPhone i6, and he said that he's never used an iPhone before, and he was never ever detained in Louikop prison. So Baloyi repeated the communication between him and accused number 4.
Do you see the loopholes that this guy is poking? But they're overlooking them. What is that? You know, what is that? Someone talking about the iPhone. You know, the same way the same people overlooked the fact that a white person in a form of Steyn or whatsoever came and testified that there was a call, internet call.
Yeah.
And it cannot be explained. Yet we are still looking that MUZI has dark hands, MUZI has small eyes. Those are the things that are worrying us. You know, he was wearing a fake Timberland. That's all we care about. These are really criminals.
Oh yes, they were looking at their Timberlands when they were doing the inspection in Loco. They were like, oh, how do they get to wear Timberlands in prison? Yeah, hi, our focus. No, we need to do better. We focus on things that really don't help us.
Yes.
They don't help the situation.
It's generally our way of thinking.
So Baloyi repeated the communication between him and accused number 4 to show that the bulk of the communication was in 2018. Okay, so Baloyi said that the period coincides with the time when Constable Zungu was trying to establish contact with General Leshabane about the Senzo Meyiwa matter. You know, I saw a comment from somebody saying that they were waiting for Mr. Baloyi. Where are you going with this? Please, just us.
That is not coming. Forget.
This person shares my exact sentiments. I
that is
am
not
bored out of my mind with this cross-examination. It's painful to see a prosecutor going around in circles. Going around. Yo, but Bushalala objected and said that the question was too vague. He needed to unpack it so that they all understand. Sibia asked to look at the paper that Baloyi was using to craft his question from, and he said that in the matter of Leshabane and Zungu calling each other, he's not involved and he does not know about it, and they were not the only two people calling each other around South Africa at the time. There were many other people who were calling each other. Sibia said that when he was calling Mapisa, he was asking him how he was doing. He said that he did not want to involve himself in the communication of Zungu and Leshabane. He said that the reason why he wanted the paper is because they did not start calling each other in 2018. He wanted to know if it was in 2020. They did not call each other because in 2020 they did call each other, but eventually he found it, and he said that him calling Mapisa cannot be compared to Zungu calling Leshabane. They don't know whether they were calling each other or what. In 2018, he did not know Leshabane. He had never seen him. In 2018, he, Zungu, did not know him. He only knew him by name in 2019, and they were talking about Senzo's death while he knew nothing about Senzo's death, and he was not talking about Senzo's death to Mapisa because he doesn't know anything about Senzo's death, and he had nothing to do with it. Baloyi went back to the number of Sfiso Gwabeni Zungu of 076-9985-812. Looking at Ho's evidence, this number appeared at the phone book of accused 2. Sibia said that there is no way where he is involved in accused number 2's phone. He came here to be asked questions pertaining to him, not to be asked about accused number 2 as to whose number appears in his phone and whose doesn't.
From creating that character, now we are creating the correlations. We are correlating the situation. There is no basis for that. The context of the conversation is not there. This is a seasoned lawyer. There is no context of the conversation between the two people, the four people. It's not there, but we are going to create a correlation based on the fact that at this time when this person was calling you, you also, Leshabane was calling Zungu. I mean, in all honesty, then you tell me that this is someone who wins cases 100%. Even Mkwanazi's evidence that they say is not evident, it has context of WhatsApp conversation. You are talking about, so is it a sin that if now I call you, Emil, someone else is calling someone else, now we must be correlated on the basis of the time, the
that
timeline.
you're calling that person at the same time as I'm calling another person. That's weird. No. Well, Sibia did admit that the number ending with 137, remember when I told you guys to hold on to that ending with 137, does belong to him. There is a 083 number, however, that Sibia said that he did not know. It was filled with a ball pen on one of the bank forms Baloyi was using as an exhibit. Sibia said that in 2014, it had been a long time. You know, he doesn't know whether in 2014 he was using an MTN number at some point or not. He doesn't recall. Well, Baloyi said that on the 18th of October 2014, Sibia purchased prepaid MTN airtime Again on the 21st up until the 26th of October, which is the day of the incident. From the 26th of October to the 31st. So every day there was a buying of airtime every day until the 31st of October 2014. So he said, Mr. Sibiya, you were using an MTN number in that period. Is it correct? And Sibiya said he's still maintaining that he did use an MTN number before, but he does not recall when he used that number. So Sibiya then said, that is the number that you gave Standard Bank when you were opening your account. Is that correct? Ramasipili objected and said that they, from reading of the bank records, there's no indication that the airtime bought was for the particular cell phone number that was mentioned. Yes, when you do purchase airtime with a bank, is their phone number indicating there that you are buying this airtime for this number?
Yes. Look, I mean, just to give you a background of this. What you do on your app,
yes,
it registers at the back end, same time.
Okay.
That's basically what we would call live database. It registers same time. So if you put in, you go on a page, an app, you put in a cell phone number, and it's there. And if one wanted to find that, he could have asked for. Yes. But I doubt that was probably the aim. Because they have powers. We're talking about statesman.
Yes.
You can literally find anything using these laws.
Request, put a subpoena, put one for ENCA CEO.
That eventually became fruitless. But all I'm trying to say is that it is possible, because other people, obviously, we are not equal in this country.
Yes.
You can just, on other
Prosecutor
people,
is very powerful when it comes to subpoenas.
with other people, you can just subpoena them and think that's going to fly. That's basically where I'm going. Others will refuse and it will stand like that. No one will make noise. So when they say they were in China, take that and that's it. But where now you'll go to jail like a president. So all I'm saying is that every information that happens on your app, it's there. That's my last submit. It's there. If anyone wants it, you can get it.
You can get it.
It can come even in a form of a letter from the bank to say, here's information that you are looking for,
Yes.
signed by the bank and all that. It can.
He's had 3 years.
But
If
now
not
the
5.
issue will
If
be
not
that.
5 if you're counting from
But the
2020.
issue will be that why they might not be able to get it.
Why?
Probably those servers are full now. They had to archive them somewhere. Now that could be a process. And banks don't want to touch those things. Once they are there, let it lie, unless we are talking about big things that might bring money to them. If you are going to talk about, it's going to be difficult to find it.
So in 2020, he couldn't do this.
It could have. He had time. I mean, went to Dinov. He could
Why
have.
did he not?
Because the case is basically, in my opinion, being patched as we go on with it.
Sibiya said that he does not recall the numbers, and he opened his Standard Bank account in 2008. He said that his number needed to appear in print to show that it was written by a machine, not with someone's hand that looks like the prosecutors or the police's, because it is handwritten. He actually asked for a copy of that paper and he was looking at it. And he said that they got the numbers because he does not see where it's written by Standard Bank. The prosecutor has to mention where they got that 083 number since it's written by hand. Sibiya is fighting. So Baloyi said that there are copies from Standard Bank, and the judge asked if they were certified, and Baloyi said that they are Section 236 statements. Sibiya emphasized that the copies are from Standard Bank, but that cell phone number is handwritten. The papers that are filled by hand are obvious, and this copy had been written by hand after it was printed. It could have been written by the prosecutor, or it could have been written by anyone. Not to say that it was written at the time that this form was filled at the bank. This thing, he said, is scary. If it is the court officer who is forcing him to accept a number that is handwritten, a court officer has to be neutral and to not have this thing that just because they are with the prosecutor, they had to set aside or like pick a side with other people. Because this number is written by hand after this copy was printed, and MUZI showed how his names were in print to show that someone had at the bank had filled it up. Then it was printed after it was made a copy of, and there was a handwriting now on that copy. And then, there's also 2013-06-11. It's also handwritten. So if a court officer can do this, then he says that he doesn't see that there won't be any justice. Baloyi referred him to a number highlighted in pink.
That actually qualifies to be closing statements.
Mshololo said that the number is not eligible and they couldn't read it properly, but she could see 083 and 7 at the end. The judge asked if the number belonged to Standard Bank.
Because you know what? Why it is important not to say something to this judge. He takes it and becomes a universal
and
truth.
uses it.
Even after looking at it himself, you know what? He doesn't say anything. When Nizi rightfully so stands up and asks, what did the court observe?
Mshololo said that the highlighted phone number was computer generated. Yo.
This judge, on
side with him.
Dalo, Piga.
So Mnisi said that it's handwritten. He wanted to say something, but the judge stopped him. And then he actually took the paper and he looked at it himself. Nisi said that it looked like the court had already made up its mind and was not interested in what he had to say. So he went to sit down. The judge said, I said proceed. If you don't proceed, fine, sit down. He looked at that dodgy document and asked Baloyi, you said this must be handed up. Yay! Nisi asked the judge what his observation was. What did he see? Was that number computer generated or handwritten? The judge said that he will make a finding. Nisi and Mshololo were now different. He said he'll make a finding when he writes the judgment. Kabanga, we have to wait that long to know what he can see on that paper. He says he will write it in the judgment. So Mshololo supported the judge and the state in establishing that number is legit, in my opinion. Okay, so this was absolutely shocking to me. So Baloyi said that Sibia gave that 083 number to the bank when he opened his bank account. And Sibia said that even though he does not remember what the number is that he gave to Standard Bank at the time, or whether he used MTN or Vodacom, but he did give them a number at Standard Bank when he opened his bank account. Baloyi said that the recharge was for prepaid MTN. Sibia said that even though he did not know what was happening, but what he is looking at are MTN purchases were being made, airtime purchases were being made. And he said that at the time, the number he used was the one ending with 137, which he also pointed out in the statement. He no longer had the MTN number. So he used one cell phone, he said, and it only allowed one SIM card. So it's impossible that he could have been using Vodacom and MTN at the same time. So it means that in 2014, he was using the Vodacom number. And in 2008, that's when he opened his account, he was using MTN number. Baloyi said that Mgomezulu put on record regarding the MTN number of Colonel Hose, who said that Mgomezulu placed the number on record. Ramosipili said that the number of 08371062 217. The numbers that, it's ending with what? 217 is being asked to comment on at the end. It either had a 79 or a 97. So it's not these numbers that he used to open Standard Bank or the Standard Bank account. The judge said that for the record, Mgomezulu placed the same number as Hose on record, but he said that Hose said that he could not decipher the number, which it could possibly explain why it's written in hand, by hand, with a pen. But he said that all that matters is that the exhibit is before court and the witness has given his answer. So Mnisi then stood up again and said the state cannot simply decide to leave this issue hanging. The state requested this witness to read into record a certain number. That number is the number that created this whole fiasco. Now that number the state is requesting that the witness read it into the record is the number that is ending with 217. Now the state wants to confirm this number with what is contained in the Standard Bank forms, with what Mr. Steyn and Host told the court that the number is totally different to the one appearing on the bank records. Now the state says, let's leave it there. This is misleading, very misleading. The state needs to be empathetic about the fact that it's bringing to the court. If we are dealing with that number ending with 217, the state needs to be clear about it. She said we cannot be speculating about the number that we're being confronted with. But he said that the witness was reading from the notes that they prepared when they were trying to decipher the number. So the witness should have read from the number highlighted in pink. So now he redirected MUZI's attention from the number that was handwritten with the ball pen by hand to the number that was highlighted in pink. Yet there's nobody from Standard Bank to come and confirm all of this. He said that on 23rd of May 2024, Mgomezulu placed the number on record and he said, Hose, it belonged to accused number 2. And he said that one should have been 9 or 97 instead of 17. So already there's a glitch there because the number that Mgomezulu was referencing that came from Hose's statement is not the one that is ending with 217 there.
Yes.
So what is this number exactly?
Forget about this. What is this number, Emil? Not because you should forget about it, but the main aim here is to have SBIYA conversating with this number. And that's the main aim, through this number, basically. Because that's the number that subsequently links SBIYA to this civilian police. That's the main aim.
So now the judge asked about airtime purchases, and Baloyi said that the purchase of the airtime was by Capitec Bank. And now I laid very baffled as to how did we move from the Standard Bank statement to the Capitec Bank statement. So are you telling me
again,
that MUZI was testifying?
We are doing the very same thing, Emil.
Okay.
Of therefore. This court is suffering from therefore. Because you bought airtime, MTN, therefore this is your number. That's basically what is happening.
You wish you wish.
We are suffering from therefore.
Oh, you wish you wish.
Correlation that they can't find something that can actually link these two. The same way the DNA does not link these two, but they are going to be in approximately closer to the point of finding the guilt. We want something. We are working with a lot of approximate. That's why the DNA was actually had to be explained the way it was explained.
From not being a match to it being inconclusive.
We are dealing with such, basically, from learned colleagues.
The confusion here that was happening is that Baloyi did not tell accused number 1 that the airtime purchases were coming from the Capitec bank account. He read them like they were coming from the Standard bank account. And this reminded me of Advocate Tifo's words when he was saying your monkey tricks. Oh, well, the judge said that he doesn't understand the dispute, and then it was time for adjournment. When they came back now, the topic had already changed.
That's how we move. That's how we move on.
And
it's like you are in a different court.
In limbo.
It's like you're in a different court.
So the interpreter was now instructed to read a number 2013-06, and he said there's nothing after the second dash, because 2013 there's a dash, and then 06 there's a dash, and then there's nothing there, And then Mnisi said that the state should be very specific and they should speak of a date, that there is no date on that form. But Loy said that one mentioned the date, it's the month and the year. The judge said that they were arguing about minor things. How is this minor? How does a bank thing not have a date?
No, it's not about the bank. How does a number that implicates the conversation that MUZI is in dispute of between the two gets not to be verified? That's the question that we should be asking.
True.
Shouldn't be going to banks and
True. Where is the authenticator of this whole evidence? Where is it coming from? How can we be sure that it's coming from where the state says it's coming from? Who's going to take ownership from Standard Bank of the evidence? So Baloyi moved on to the 58 pages of the Standard Bank bundle. And Mnisi said that the document had a lot of defects. The bundle needed to be authenticated. Baloyi said that he did not want the court's time to be taken up by this matter. The most important point that the state wanted to make was with regards to the number, which is now on record. That is sufficient for the state. The number they wanted to put on record. Hey, but it's not the same one that Ngomezulu had read. Authenticate what? Mnisi said that the number was contained in a defective form. How do you authenticate that number? Baloyi said that Standard Bank can make a supplementary affidavit explaining the issue.
That's how they move.
Mshololo said now corrected herself. She said that during lunchtime, the one that was shown to the witness was not clear, like the one that is now depicted on the screen, because they'd actually depicted that page that MUZI was referencing on the screen. She said that she looked at it and she took a look back, and she's taking back what she said about it being computer generated information. She said that then you can see now, as it's being depicted on the screen, that it is a handwritten document, not a computer generated document, as I had made observations earlier on. So she took it back. Siyabonga. Yes.
Yeah.
Baloyi asked Bia if he agreed that was the number that he was using at the time, June 2013. And Bia said that in 2008, when he worked at JP Casting, he had to have a Standard Bank account. That's the account that he used to get his salary or wage from JP Casting. So JP Casting, it seems like they were making them open Standard Bank accounts. That's how they were able to pay them. That is why he's asking what the 2018 ID was for. Baloyi said that you are correct, that your Standard Bank account was opened on the 29th of February 2008, on which no contact number appears. But in June 2013, you completed a form that appears to be a life policy or a credit life application. When did you open
your account? When? Not where. When?
I don't recall. I've opened so many bank accounts.
And so is Bia.
Yeah, I've opened a lot of bank accounts. I don't know. I've had accounts almost.
No, I just want to demonstrate how.
It's a lot. I don't remember.
How good
I don't
this
know.
man is in terms of remembering information.
I don't even remember the first bank I opened my bank. That's how bad it is. I don't remember. It's been so long.
2008.
It's been so long.
This man remembers it.
He still remembers.
With many banks that he has, bank accounts that he has.
What year did I open my bank account? I know I opened it because I had to. I think it was 2011, but I'm not sure still. I don't remember. If you were to wake me up now and say, when did you open your first bank? I don't remember. I really don't.
One day you'll go to jail for that then.
Oh my God, in South Africa. Oh, South Africa is the pit. So Baloyi then said, thank you. We'll leave the matter at that. Baloyi went to the events of the 30th of May 2020 when he was arrested. He said he placed the version by Ramusipili when he was cross-examining Zandi Kumalo on the 20th of July 2023. Baloyi read where he said that he was residing with his uncle at a rented room in Tembisa. He went to buy airtime, met with Boy and his brother, went to Sipo's place. Sibiya said he's not his brother. And Baloyi said that the version that was placed on record, then he said, sorry, boy and brother. Sibiya said, no, ubuti. He said he actually found them there. So Baloyi said that MUZI's preposition of 7 cars differed with the one of 10 to 15 cars that he apparently gave before while Ramusipili was putting his version to Zandi Kumalo. Sibiya said that their cars were more than 7 and the people there were from 10 to 15. Sibiya said the officers who arrested him could not be 3, while the police state witnesses who testified were more than 3, which is true. It's a fact. Because Baloyi was asking Sibiya, why would many police officers get involved in the execution of the warrant of arrest? Nisi objected to this, and Ramusipili also joined in, saying that this was an unfair question. Sibiya asked Baloyi to be neutral because he was not present during his arrest. He should not take sides. He was not there during his arrest. He was arrested by a lot of police officers on the 30th of May 2020, and he will forever say that. He says his statement will never change the fact that he was arrested by a lot of police officers. Now, Baloyi said the version is implausible. It cannot be true after Sibiya told him not to say that he was telling lies. He also maintained that they did not show him a warrant of arrest. They never gave him a reason for his arrest. Sibiya said that they arrested him wearing balaclavas, like the PKTT. How? In 2020, during COVID. Abo Sibiya babantu are being arrested like they won 20 million tenders unlawfully. So, but they did not take him down, he says. Baloyi mentioned that they used their takedown method. Remember the tactical takedown method that was spoken of. And concerning clothes that were taken, those clothes that he said that were taken because they were wet, Sibiya said that Baloyi should ask the police as to where they took those clothes because they did take them. And Mnisi asked to adjourn until tomorrow because at this point he was not aware where Advocate Baloyi was, because now he was cross-examining. Was he on the cross-examination of Zandi Kumalo and Ramusipili still, or had he moved somewhere else? Baloyi asked Sibiya why he did not mention in his evidence in chief that his clothes were taken by the police until Ramusipili asked him in cross-examination.
He said he doesn't know where his pens is.
Sibiya said that if he had not said it, then
he said
it means
it
he forgot
on a trial within a trial.
Otlaring, because he's been worn out, asked redundant questions, and here Batumbamudim. He's been asked redundant questions. Even I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been 3 years of him being on this trial with the state presenting their case, him having to tell his version. I don't know, God knows how many times he's told it with Ramusipili. He's told it with Titi from Titi Toban. He told it with Advocate Tifo. He told it again with Ramasipele. He told it again with Mkomezulu. He's telling it now with Mnisi. Still.
Oh well. Okay, shy Tulu not. Now, my Lord, I feel like I need to rest my eyes. Everly cute, thank you. Toes Lang, thank you, moderator, thank you. Press the like button, guys. You've pushed to 300. Please just press the like button. 350 to 400. Please press the like button. Please. Thank you, Toes Lang. We appreciate you. Matsidi, thank you very much. Our member, thank you for being with us. Mamfuneka siyabonga. Z, siyabonga. Siyaz, guys, we haven't been allowing you to call. But yay, yabona lento yinde. Ubaloyi phela lo sidlala. Hlawulekani Mafumo, thank you very much. Chuku Anna, thank you. Backyard Mechanic, thank you. Sizwe 18, siyabonga mfowethu. Emmanuel Makanjera, all the way from Zim, thank you very much. Spone. Mone Mukaone. I hope I didn't butcher her name. Thank you. Christopher Bengu, siyabonga Christopher. I like your point of view or soft thinking the other way around, but the way you addressed it today made life easier. Spone Mhlaba Lindi, siyabonga Mhlaba Lindi. Ndanzi Leah, thank you. David Orlando, siyabonga David. Z, sibonga Z. Laura, thank you, our member. Mina Sangwini, siyabonga. Sibonga kakhulu Sangwini. Ake sibone. Hamba nani. Thobeka D, our moderator. Thank you. Let's push the likes button, guys. That's the word. That's the order of the day. Let's push the like button. Bongani like hey, siyabonga. LC Mashiane, thank you. Daniel Sateche. Hey, Daniel Sateche, thank you. Correct. Sugar Charlie, thank you. Asbonela Kaya Music, siyabonga. Azuwe ushaya music. Mawutwana Africa Chabadi. But membership, siyabonga cool, and God bless you for your gift. Siyabonga, sibonga nje. Pedro, thank you. Yeah. I mean, Ned was here. Ned, thank you very much.
Hi, Ned.
We appreciate your presence, our moderator. Thank you. Spawn, Sugar Charlie have been mentioned. TD Mahurute, our member, thank you. Siyabonga Siso, thank you. Sibonga Siso. 443. Ayipola ke leli. Yeah, kodwa ke asishiye lapho. Ebhola sidliwe eCongo. Sidle kanti nidlala kanjani le Congo nina? Nenza kanjani? Akubukeki nebhola bafethu hayi ngeke. Sidliwe umnyameni. Ay. Mamvuneka, I've mentioned you. Thank you. Ben Hur. Thank you. That's how you pronounce it. Stop, you corrected me. Thank you. Hamilton Mazuze. Sibonge Hamilton. Sibande Skatele. Thank you. Siyabonga Sibande. Hey, Nhlukene, since I've mentioned you. Yeah, injalo indaba. Benibaningi kodwa beningebaningi ngawe comment. Sibonge kodwa press the like button nje while we are at it. Sibonge membership. Guys, join membership, renew your membership. That's something that at least assist us more. Yabona membership siyabonga. Yenza ukuthi kube lula nokuqala. Yenza ukuthi nje sisiqala sibesazi ukuthi at least siyazi ukuthi we are covered for small things. We appreciate you. Mhlonishwa bisane siyabonga. Sibonga nje kakhulu guys for the support that you are giving us. Thami Gogela siyabonga Thami. Yeah. Abangidingibiza nonke. Chukuwana, I think I've mentioned you, but if I haven't, there you go. Ubani salayo kade, ubani salayo. Lufate, moderator Lufate siyabonga. Siyabonga Lufate, siyabonga. Sibonga nje kakhulu. Phela ngeke sikhohle yena uhlezi uthi uma ufika wenza sure uthi Lufate asifoni na Lufate yini ngafoni kusasa sizobe ngakanani indaba yakho sazoshesha iphele ngibona kushaya ekseni kanti manje futhi mina umuntu ose-office Lufate Marshal Marufu thank you siyabonga Marshal Marufu Hlanjiwe Sibanda thank you Levi Masha thank you bafethu seyivala la eyizayivala kaza kwethu so charge the phone kusasa zama ukuthi sibe khona ukhathalekile madlanga ngapha siyadonsa bafethu siyadonsa ngapha yabona kuningi bengithi ngizothatha inap before ngize ngapha but akwenzekalanga bafethu ngabe ngiyawadedela amakholo bayayingeka ingane zakwethu
Tshelani uadvocate Baloyi asheshe qede
mangasheshe aqede uadvocate Baloyi nathi
sikhathele sezwile manje i-cross examination yakhe hayi ingathi ufuna ukuyidonsa the whole week and
kahle umuntu esimjahile thina lapha ulokhuzana untashiye ngalona laba abantu okazimulo laba ibo abantu ezibajahile thina
ogwabeni so sort of
man is teaching me Mlungisi Jonas thank you Ngomane 83 bye bye Ngomane bye bye sibonga kakhulu bafethu thank you very much God bless you